Thank you for joining us here at Animal Friends of Wyoming County. This series is called Second Chance Stories. We want to highlight some of the past successful adoptions that we've had here at the Wyoming County Animal Shelter. So you know when you donate to Animal Friends of Wyoming County, it helps dogs like these. And we're going to start off with Lady Jane. Officer Goodell, tell us, Lady Jane, what's her story? What happened?
Well, her story was the office here received a call on February 14th, Valentine's Day, that an older woman had passed away in her home, and they had done a welfare visit, and she was deceased and had been there for several months. And as they were trying to figure out what may have happened, if it was a crime scene or just older person isolated and had passed, they discovered what they thought was a deceased dog in the bathroom. And she was unable at that point to walk. And that is Lady Jane, and she weighed a third of her weight. And when they realized that she was still alive, that's when they called us and here at the shelter, and I was the one to receive the call. And when I got there, they had to use it was in the winter, of course, February 14th, and around here. The woman had not been in and out of her home or anything. They figured by her medications that the last probably time she was alive and taking medication was the first week of November. So that would have been most of November, December, January, and then halfway through February. So they had gotten her onto an old blanket laid there and dragged her into a sun porch. And I got there, and immediately they said, we think she probably just needs to go to the vet to be put down. So we carried her out to the truck in the snow, got her in there, and laid in the back of the pickup truck in one of our dog carriers. And she stood up on her own. And I said, well, we may have some hope yet. I got to the vets, I carried her into the vets, and she spent, I'm not sure how many days, several days on IVs and some special food with a lot of protein in it. And they did blood work and discovered that she was going to be okay, but she was incredibly thin and weak.
There's a pretty girl. Are you beautiful? Yes, you. What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
So she was here, I can't remember when she actually left the building, but she was several weeks with us.
Yep. She had a long time here at the Wyoming County Animal Shelter.
She did.
And
back.
Animal Friends of Wyoming County sponsored her for the medical bills. She was too. If I'm trying to remember if she was already spayed or she wasn't spayed yet. No, she wasn't.
We didn't know.
We thought she was.
Yeah, we thought she was.
She had a scar.
Because she had a scar in her tummy. We're wondering now if it was a C-section. But because of her condition, whether she was or wasn't, they said she needs about a year to recoup, or maybe less, depends how she comes around. But she came around pretty good, and she come to find out she wasn't spayed, and the scar probably was from cesarean. Yeah, and she had multiple litters. I just found that out today. So she had definitely been a breeding dog. So.
Yeah. So you stayed here at the Wyoming County Animal Shelter for quite some time. How?
I can't remember. Do you remember? 2 weeks is all? Oh, okay, about 2 weeks, I guess. And then she was adopted out. So.
We came to see her every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So her new owners stopped in looking for a dog and immediately fell in love with her, and they stopped every day and bonded with her, and she slowly got strong. She laid in the office a lot. She slowly got stronger and stronger.
That's a sweet girl. Yes. Are you beautiful? She's beautiful. Yes, yes. She's so pretty. Yes.
Yeah.
So she's one of those. Definitely was a close call to whether she was going to make it or not. The only reason why she survived with no food was a pipe had broke in the bathroom, because of course the heat had gone off. So there was no heat in this building, in the home, and the pipe had broken, and it kind of dripped a puddle in the bathroom on the floor, and she would lap that up. It wasn't hard running. It just, there was a constant little drip, enough that she could lick, and so she was hydrated. So, well, somewhat hydrated, so enough to keep living. You can go. That's when I found out you can go a long time without food. It's water, that's a necessity, and that because kidneys and all their organs will shut down once they start to dehydrate. But she had water, so she was okay. She was going to make
a sweetheart from the moment the animal control found her, and I worked at the vet clinic too, and she barely had enough strength to even lift up her own head, but she always had this smile on her face that was like, no matter what I've been through, I'm here and I'm gonna stick through it. And she's been a fighter, and yeah, she's been amazing. So Sherry, can you share your journey to finding Lady Jane?
Absolutely. And thanks for asking us. Lady Jane's got, I think, a very special story. So I've always had 2 dogs. I like having 2 dogs. I like them having company for each other. And I had a golden and husky mix named Sunny, and her companion had died, so I was looking for another dog, and I believe in adopting. I absolutely believe in adopting dogs. So I called Justa and I told her that I was looking, and weeks went by, and one day she called me. As a matter of fact, she called me on Valentine's Day, and she said, "Sherry, I think we found a dog for you, if she lives." Which, imagine how that makes us feel, but anyway, she called me back the next day, and she told me the story of finding Lady Jane, and that she had indeed lived, and they'd had her on IV, and she showed promise, and she was going to take a lot of care for her recovery, and I'm glad that Justa felt that we were the kind of people who could do that, and because we're kind of stupid dog people.
No.
So anyway, we came down. She was under care. She was on special food. She wouldn't take treats without taking your whole hand, but I think that was from the starvation reflex. And we brought her home, 2 weeks. We brought her home, still on special diet. She weighed 30.2 pounds when you brought her in. And so we were careful. She ate carefully, and she and Sunny got along beautifully. The sad part of this is that Sunny developed a brain tumor out of the blue, and by April 10th, Sunny was gone. So Lady Jane has been living her best life. She truly has. She was a sweetheart from the word go. Sam was absolutely right about that. She loved everybody. She's obviously had some training because she automatically heels. She sits. She comes around to your left side, perfectly housebroken, sleeps in and has the run of the house, has her own bed, has never chewed, has never taken anything. We can leave her alone for some hours at a time. She has pet doors to go in and out of her own yard. So, and she's perfect. There's no other word. She's perfect. We did have a little surprise because she wasn't spayed. I have never had a dog come into heat, so it was an experience. And I didn't want to repeat it. So we've got some cute little pictures of Lady Jane with a pair of men's jockey shorts on and a pad. And then we got some multicolored ones from Chewy, which I donated to the shelter because once we had her spayed, we didn't need them anymore. She was spayed, it was, oh boy, a good 6-7 months after we got her. And Dr. Liz Wolf over at Perry Vet, who's been absolutely marvelous, said that she had very strong evidence of having been bred multiple times. So we guessed her age. They figured she was between 4 and 5. And so we celebrated what we think is her 6th birthday on Valentine's Day this past year, 2023. So, but she likes to be groomed, and she's very insistent on affection. She loves affection. She was a little afraid when we brought her down today, and she was shaking because she thought I was going to leave her here with you. And I assured her we were not going to leave her here, that she was going to go back home. So, but as you can see, she's very affectionate, and we all got the gift. She got the gift, and we got the gift. She's amazing, and you know, Animal Friends is why we have her. So, don't go buy a dog. Always come here. These people are amazing, and they sure gave us a gift.
Thank you. And so when she was here, she, if I remember right, raised 36 pounds when she was here. 30 pounds.
30.2.
30.2. How much does she weigh today? And it's okay if it's a little bit over what we're...
I can't tell you if Dr. Liz is going to watch this podcast, because she's going to call me up and read me the riot act. She weighs 90 pounds.
Well,
she's on a diet. She's been on a diet for months, but she doesn't overeat. But she's a real typical golden.
She retains.
She retains.
She retains.
She's
That's
like
good.
her mom.
Well, given her circumstances and where she came from, I think 90 pounds is acceptable, and she's obviously thriving. She looks so good. We constantly get emails and text messages and messages on Facebook from Sherry with updates on how she's doing and what she looks like and what's going on in her life. And
do you two want to talk about her white face? Why she looks so old? You said it could be stress from what she went through.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how much you can hear of me, but you can say it, Sam. Her face is white, probably from stress.
yeah, so the vet figured that her face looks the way it does, the coloring, because of stress from what she endured during those horrible months in the winter of not having any food. Yeah, a lot of stress that happens to their bodies, and so that's what they're figuring. That's why her face looks the way it does.
And
the
also,
coloring.
some Goldens have some hereditary whitening early, so who knows what her parents may have gotten whiter earlier too.
Yep,
So.
it could be. We don't know, but she's doing so great today. When Sherry and her husband adopted Lady Jane, it was through our Pets for Vets program, because Sherry's husband is a veteran.
Yes.
And so, given it was through Pets for Vets, all the medical needs, of course, were already covered under Spay Our Stray, but her dog licensing was free to her. She went home with a big bag of dog food to help get her started. And she had a follow-up call from there to make sure everything was accommodating well at home and everyone was doing well. So she is a Pets for Vets adoption, as well as a success story in of her own.
Yep. And the Wyoming County Animal Friends do keep track of their adoptees. I will say that. And that's impressive, that they care enough and that they remember. Everybody remembers Lady Jane, and that's kind of heartwarming. I go to the Perry Vet Clinic. They all know her. They take her out back so all the technicians can see her and make a big fuss over her. And Justa, I'll run into her out in town, and she'll ask about Lady Jane. So they remember their pets, especially. Well, I think she's kind of memorable, but
Yeah.
yep, she's and physically, she was at a state where her organs could have started shutting down. They did not. So somehow we got really, really lucky
That's
there.
close.
Really lucky there, and she had no lasting damage. So
You are a very blessed dog,
she is.
and you have a very good life now,
She
and we are
does.
so happy for you.
Yes. I wish she would turn around and look at you, but she is a little sticky
over there.
tight. She's a little sticky tight. She likes to stay by mom.
Well, anyone who purchased our calendar for our 2023 calendar saw Lady Jane. I believe she
May.
was the month of May. Yes, thank you for, yes.
The maker.
She was a May girl. So, yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video, and please donate to our Animal Friends of Wyoming County organization at www.animalfriendsofwyco.com. Check out some of our other content while you're there and see more stories like Lady Jane's. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.